let's try working out a few more triads through different keys. So the next triad I'd like to take a look at is a Roman numeral 6 chord in the key of E major. Now this is the first time we've looked at chords or triads in inversion outside of the key of C. But triads in inversion are going to work exactly the same way. A root position chord is always going to be the chord with the root on the bottom. A first inversion chord is always going to be the chord with the third on the bottom, and the second inversion chord is always going to be the chord with the fifth on the bottom. So I'm just going to add one more step to my process when I'm making this 6/6 chord. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write out an E major scale. And this time I'm going to write it without a key signature, just to give us a chance to do that. So, whole step from E is F sharp. Another whole step brings us to G sharp, followed by a half step, which brings us to A. Then a whole step, which brings us to B. Then another whole step, which is going to bring us to C sharp. Then another whole step, which brings us to D sharp. And then finally, a half step, which brings us up to E. And let me find all of my scale degrees up here. So we have E is scale degree 1, F sharp is scale degree 2, G sharp is scale degree 3, A is scale degree 4, B is scale degree 5, C sharp is scale degree 6, D sharp is scale degree 7, and then we come back to scale degree 8 up on the top. Now, I'm actually going to go a couple of notes further, just because I know from experience that the 6th chord is going to require me to start on the 6th scale degree and then actually jump out of the range of my 8th scale degree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart with the 1st scale degree. I'm going to imagine this E as restarting my 1st scale degree. I'm going to go to an F sharp, so I'm starting a new E major scale in the next octave, and then up to G sharp. I'll do a couple more just to see what this looks like. Then up to A, and then up to B. So E is scale degree 1, F sharp is my new scale degree 2, G sharp will be scale degree 3, A will be scale degree 4, and B will be scale degree 5. And by the way, I could have just as easily done this on the other side too. I could have gone down to a D sharp here and then a C sharp here, like this. So that would be my scale degree 7, scale degree 6, the B would be scale degree 5, and I don't really need to go any further than that, but you get the idea. This is a cycle that repeats over and over and over again. Okay, so I know I need to start on my 6th scale degree to get a Roman numeral 6 triad. So my 6th scale degree is C sharp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to write a C sharp. First thing I'm going to do is find the 6th chord in root position, and then I'll make a first inversion chord out of it. So we have C sharp right here. Then I know I need a third up from my C sharp, and that's going to bring me to the E. So I'm going to put an E right here, an E natural right here. And then finally, I'm going to go a third up from the E, and that's going to bring me to G sharp. So C, E, G sharp is my 6th chord in root position. So my C sharp is my root, my E is my 3rd, and the G sharp is my 5th. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this chord. I'm going to bring the root, at least one of the things that I could do is I could bring the root up an octave, and that would leave my 3rd on the bottom. And we know having a 3rd on the bottom is what we need for a first inversion chord. So 3rd on the E, G sharp is going to be my 5th still. I'm going to keep that where it is, and I'm going to swing the C sharp up the octave. So E, G sharp, C sharp. It adds an extra step, but it's exactly the same procedure that we were following before. So there it is. That C sharp minor chord in first inversion is my 6/6 chord, or my 6th chord in first inversion. Let's try one more of these, just to make sure this is really good and clear as you're working on your own. And again, as you get more comfortable with this, you can start to skip some of these steps, and you'll naturally skip some of these steps. But for now, go through every single step. So what I'd like to do is I would like to find in the key of A flat, let me just make that a little bit neater so we can read it. In the key of A flat, I would like to find a 2/6/4 chord. 2/6/4 chord, which is another way of saying a 2 chord in second inversion. So this time I'm going to use key signatures. So let me start by writing my key signature out for the key of A flat, and that is 4 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. And then I'm going to write out an A flat major scale right here. So A flat, B flat, and again, the key signature is making this A into an A flat, making this B into a B flat. So A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G, and A flat. So scale degree 1, B flat is scale degree 2, C is scale degree 3, D flat is scale degree 4, E flat is scale degree 5, F is scale degree 6, G is scale degree 7, and A flat on top will be scale degree 8. So I know that in order to make a Roman numeral 2 chord, I'm going to need to start on the 2nd scale degree. 2nd scale degree is B flat. So I'm going to come up here to my top staff, and I'm going to write in, I'm going to use the key signature up here too. I'm going to write in, again, my key signature for A flat, and the first note I'm going to write is B flat. So I'm going to find my 2 chord in root position first. Next, I need a 3rd up from that, and a 3rd up from B flat in the key of A flat will be D flat. So I'm going to write in a D flat here. So B flat, D flat, and then I need a 3rd up from that, and that's going to be an F. So B flat, D flat, F. That is my 2 chord in root position. So again, we have the B flat is our root, the D flat is our 3rd, and the F is our 5th. So now I know to make a 6/4 chord, or a 2nd inversion, I am going to need my 5th to be on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my 5th exactly where it is. I'm going to keep that F right where it was. And I'm going to flip this B flat up the octave, and I'm going to flip this D flat up the octave. So we have F, B flat, and D flat. And obviously this is not the only way that I could do it, but this is just an easy way I can do it right now. So now I have my 5th on the bottom, I have my root right here, and I have my 3rd right here. And there it is, a 2/6/4 chord in 2nd inversion. Again, as you're just starting out, make sure you go through every single step. It's going to be a little bit tedious at first, but once you get the hang of it, after a few weeks, you'll start to feel a lot more comfortable with it. You can you'll just intuit a lot of these things, and it'll be a more automatic process. But for now, do not skip any steps.